Gaming news today is all about timing. First, GTA 6 could apparently get delayed again, and more sources from inside the company are shedding light on the delay, and other studios are paying close attention to how this develops and the impact it's going to have on the market. Speaking of GTA, the second thing is there are rumors getting traction about one of the older GTAs getting a remaster. We're going to look at what that means for timing as well as the next game. And third, just talking about timing, a big Marvel game received a delay, which has me asking, why do games keep announcing their releases years out if they're so not confident in them? I think we're continuing to see that need to shift and change. Now, always at the end of these show opens, I try to have a game for your wish list and your radar, and there's one with a tech test coming up, so be sure to check that out. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, great way to support is to hit like. Every time you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Even if you're watching later, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to support directly, the best way to do that is to click join and pick Member Plus. Also, I also stream on Twitch now. I simulcast. So if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can use your Twitch Prime on my Twitch every month. That is Reforge Gaming TV over there. And we're trying to get partnered over there, so help us out with subs and everything over there. We always have a friendly competition between the two platforms. So let's get into this and talk about what exactly is going on. So the GTA 6 release date kind of feels pointless. The dust is now settled on the delay, and more info has come out about what exactly happened. After multiple assurances were given to shareholders that this thing was on target, we are now finding that they knew for a while that this thing needed to be delayed. One such person, GameRoll on Twitter, said that their source indicated to them that the delay to 2026 was absolutely necessary, and it's gotten GTA 6 in 2025. If that would have happened, it would have been a significantly worse game. They actually started cutting, quote, cool stuff out of the game to hit the deadline. This means the deadline was a huge priority, but they ultimately made the right decision to delay it, which makes me say, why on earth would they even pick a date inside of 2026? Because Jason Schreier from Bloomberg has indicated it could in fact get delayed again, saying that, quote, there's no guarantee that May 2026 is a sure thing. So gamers, developers, publishers, everybody's kind of paying attention to GTA 6 even now, and fundamentally I think concluding that the release date's not really even worth looking at because it could move just like the last one. So what do you think? Do they actually hit the date? Was the date even just for us, or was it just so the shareholders knew it was shifting to another fiscal period? Let me know in the comments below, or you can always discuss it in a live stream. The other thing we're going to talk about is pertaining to GTA as well, and the timeline is potentially sometime this year. Now, I'm going to be honest, this one feels a little strange given GTA 6 was slated for the fall of 2025, so if this rumor is to be believed, I could see a summer release to give it time to get traction, sales, and a potential runway, with that original release date for GTA 6 being in the fall. Now, the leaker believes that the LCPP mod was taken down in relation to this impending remaster. So the question is, are you even interested in a GTA 4 remaster, and do you think this is actually happening? Well, let me know in the comments below, or you can discuss it in one of my live streams. So another thing that happened with timing is we saw another delay. Even though 2025 is stuffed with games, it hasn't stopped some of the bigger titles from delaying into 2026. In case you missed it, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra has been delayed into early 2026, and my thought is, stop forcing release dates and release windows. Listen, it's fine if you want to announce your game, have your trailer, but then the next time you talk, I think you need to bring gameplay and bring a confident release date. Simulated gameplay, fake gameplay, more cinematics, or generic release windows that end up being pushed and delayed, this all is just starting to feel very pointless. When a year is as full as 2025, you're really wasting the public's time and your own money and your own investment, getting everybody's attention only to disappoint them later. Silence is a very powerful and potent thing when every other day, a week, a month goes by, something's releasing and something else is getting announced. So more and more, I think companies need to leverage periods of time where they say nothing. And I really think Marvel 1943 of Rise of Hydra, they could follow this playbook. But given the timing of this delay announcement, I probably won't get my way. They are likely getting this bad news out of the way because we're about to enter the summer marketing showcase push. So I would bet that they have new marketing materials, a trailer, gameplay, something like that to show off, and they wanted to get this delay announced before we get to June when everybody likes to promote their game. But that's just my gut feeling on this. What do you think? Should game companies start saying quiet longer? And is Marvel 1943 about to show stuff during Summer Game Fest, which is why they announced this delay in May? Well, let me know in the comments below, or you can discuss it in one of my live streams. And now I have a game for your wish list and your radar. I like to put these here at the tail end for you. And this one is one that's like suddenly growing on me. And it's called FBC Firebreak. This strange this strange three-player co-op live service game set in the Control universe is doing a closed tech test for all platforms this week. The PS5, Series X and S, and PC. This will be happening from May 15th to May 19th. You do have to go to their website, firebreak.firstlook.gg, and sign up. Now, I may or may not be able to get time away from some other games for this myself. I should be getting access of a review copy of another game I'm going to want to put some time into. But listen, I do think people need to keep their eye on this one. I'm having a good feeling about this. I think they might have something special here. I've continued to say that PvE live service games have the most potential, and this one is certainly unique, and it looks like it could be a fun romp. Maybe not quite the heights of like a Helldivers with, sales and consumers and player base numbers. But again, I think this thing has potential, so keep an eye on it and maybe check out the tech test this week. So that's the news. And now it's time for the discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If you're on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. That was a bit of an experiment for me there. I was recording while doing that and also having to, listen to my computer spin up. It's a little nerve-wracking because it's using the GPU for 2 simulcast streams, and then it's using the CPU for the recording, and I was like, I hope it's okay. It seemed to do just fine. And Han shot first, and so did you. First gifted member on YouTube came from Joker Quinn, getting us to 262, and then a renewal from Behemoth, 6 months of subs over there on Twitch. And our friendly little competition continues as you guys both help out with the member count. The first to 25 gets a bonus for their platform, and then the first to 100 gets a bonus for their platform. So a little race between Twitch and YouTube, and that support is really how we do this every single day. So I know it's fun for you guys, but it's also how I'm able to do this full time. They wouldn't have given us a specific date if they weren't confident. They did the same thing with GTA and Red Dead 2. I said the exact same thing you said about this year. I said, oh yeah, GTA 6, they wouldn't have said fall. Strauss-Zelnick wouldn't have said he was confident. He wouldn't have said, oh yeah, we're for sure hitting this this time. I said the same thing. I actually think that I have a video coming today about why I think the release date is completely and totally pointless at this point. It's just pointless. Who cares? Picking that date doesn't mean anything. It could move, it could shift. There's no reason to think that. I don't have any confidence in anything they say now. I don't. Now, if they want to talk about the game and the lighting and the graphics and the gameplay, whatever. But they were confident this year. Strauss-Zelnick said the reason we picked fall, the reason we picked that date is because we're confident in it. And I'm like, okay, well, we're hearing from sources at Rockstar, right? We're hearing from sources at Rockstar that they knew they had to delay this for a while. It was basically a requirement. It was like if they were cutting things from the game, according to sources at the company. They were getting severely pressured to get this thing out on time. They were getting pressured to get this thing out on time. And so, from where I sit, hearing that doesn't really bode well. It means internally, excuse me, there's likely a communication breakdown somewhere. There is potentially a communication breakdown somewhere. You got people saying, "Oh no, yeah, we absolutely had to delay," and they were cutting things from the game just to ensure that the game could come out on time. I don't know what to tell you. Until you hear it's gone gold, it's up in the air. Yeah. Schreier's saying it could get delayed again, and I don't think Schreier's just like shooting from the hip. I think he's saying he was the one that said originally that it could happen. He was like, oh, no, yeah, for sure. This thing could definitely slip. He was one of the first to say that. Hogwarts Legacy Switch 1 versus Switch 2 official comparison trailer. That looks pretty good. The specs on the Switch are coming out. Like the actual hard numbers, data, pieces, chipsets, blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure you've gone through the daily ritual of smashing that like button. Appreciate it very much. It probably, as always, creative wants time, executive wants money. Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be the dilemma, but like, I don't know. It's 100% can get delayed again. They've genuinely shifted the work health in Rockstar. They adamantly are fighting against their previous crunch culture. You know what's interesting about that, Wheeze, is the person at the company who said, they absolutely needed to delay. They didn't say, we were crunching like crazy to get it out the door. They said, we were cutting things from the game. So they were basically doing, instead of having like a negative impact on their workforce, it was going to have a negative impact on the game because they don't want to crunch. Well, then what are you going to do? You're just going to cut stuff. You're just going to cut stuff. You're just going to, we'll put it in later. I think when that person said that, I think that adds credence to the claim that they've completely changed with respect to crunch and company health and the well-being of their employees. It wasn't like the person said, oh my gosh, we were under such a great amount of pressure from Take-Two to get this game out the door. We were crunching and pulling all-nighters. It was like, no, we were cutting really cool stuff from the game to get this thing out on time. And I think when you hear that, you're like, well, number one, they made the right decision. Number two, there must have been an immense amount of pressure to get the thing out on time. And again, that comes from Strauss Zelnick and Take-Two assuring shareholders that it's coming. He always says stuff like that where he's like, yeah, it's on track. He's done this with every Rockstar game. When Rockstar announces an official release themselves, they stick to it. I still stand by my position that the release date's pointless. There was no reason to trot it out. I think the trailer 2 and the release date are more for shareholders than for us. I stand by that. That's what I believe. I don't believe that they are doing these things for the consumer. I don't believe that they trotted that out. They trotted out this release date for the consumer. I think they did that for the shareholders. They wanted the shareholders to know, okay, it's not this fiscal period. It's next fiscal period. Because if they would have said 2026, then there would have been speculation about, oh, is it first quarter? So they make good on their assurances to the shareholders that they're going to get this influx of revenue this fiscal period. And then the shareholders would have asked that on the earnings call, which I think is like tomorrow or something. And then they would have been like, oh, well, no, it's going to be in the middle of the year. And then, so it's like that. I think they did it so that the shareholders wouldn't fixate on that. They would just know, no, it's next period. Season 8 is a low point for Diablo with uninspired chores and weak rewards, making Jez Corden question the game's future. Oh, well, I'm not, I would say I'm shocked, but I'm not. A lot of us kind of made observations about that. Yo, could we get some likes on the video, y'all, over here on YouTube? Let's cook this a little bit. We're only about 15 minutes into the broadcast. YouTube has been very weird lately. If you guys are having issues or not getting notifications, always make sure you double check your notification bell, and also make sure you check your subscriber feed for me if I'm not on your homepage. We had a booming week last week, and then this week, like, the live streams have been very strange. Like yesterday and the day before, it's like we shoot out of a cannon, and today that doesn't seem to be happening. So I'm not quite sure if something happened with the noties today. Activision's already slipping when Microsoft bought them. Yeah, I did that. I'm not. Diablo has nothing to do with Microsoft or Xbox. I mean, in the console war, the guys that cheer for one side will claim victory for games like, Hi-Fi or Call of Duty that are basically games that were already in production, but they won't take credit for Diablo being bad. But that's just the nature of the business. I don't think Diablo has anything to do with Xbox. I think that game was in a weird spot. I think it had all kinds of issues before it came out, before the merger even happened. So, Red Dead Redemption 2 basically is what you Wheezy is saying. They had the mass exodus of developers because of how crap and crunch they had to do. They basically are a new company. Yeah, so basically what Wheezy's talking about is with GTA 6, the nature of GTA 6 not coming on time. We're now hearing that in order to try to get it to come out on time, they were actually cutting things from the game. They were not crunching. I think that's a good thing. You don't want them crunching because then you're either going to lose people or just get shoddy work anyway. And so that's a good thing hearing that. But it definitely means, like I said, I think the release date's completely and utterly pointless. If they're not going to crunch, that release date's pointless. It will either serve, there's three possibilities. GTA 6 shows up on time and it's got all the great stuff and it's ready to go. Or it shows up on time and they had to cut a bunch of stuff and they had to remove a bunch of stuff because they've already indicated that's what they'll do to try to get a game out on time. They've already indicated that. The source is saying that they were already doing that. Those are your two possibilities of it releasing. Either releases and it's like, it's obvious, they had plenty of time, it's great, it's in great condition, or it shows up and it's clear that they had to cut a bunch of stuff and then they'll add it later or whatever. The third possibility is what Wheezy's talking about, that we see another GTA 6 delay into like the fall of 2026. They could delay the online part like they did with 5. Oh, we already know they're doing that. There's already been at least a couple of insiders that have spoken to that. GTA 6 Online will not be there at launch. It'll be a mode that comes later. They won't, I don't think they'll have it there at launch. Now, maybe because of the delay, it will be there at launch, but generally, I think they try to get the launch of the game off the ground first, and then they'll start to, test servers and get everything kind of spun up and ready for the online mode. So yeah, I think it comes later. I think that's been indicated by a couple of insiders and people that are like, in the know and get information or whatever. If it gets another delay, it may as well push back the next gen systems. Oh, it may as well push back to next gen systems? You understand what you're saying is ridiculous, right? Like, if they can't get May and they got to like delay it to fall, you're thinking they should delay the game another 2 years? Do you have any idea how insane that is? Their shareholders would riot. You want to push it back another two fiscal calendar year? That would be absolutely insane. There's no way they would do that. It would be a terrible decision. The next gen's not, for some reason people think the next gen is starting in 2027. I don't think that is the case. When we got to the 4-year mark, PlayStation indicated they were halfway through the gen. They were entering the second half of the gen, the latter half, not latter stages as IGN falsely quoted them. They were entering the latter half, okay? That would mean that 2028 is when next gen starts. The rumor, I don't trust that rumor for a minute. I trust the financial reports. PlayStation made it very clear 4 years in, they were halfway through the gen. So four more years. It's going to be an 8-year gen. I think PS6 is 2028. I don't think it's 2027. Now there's a rumor that like Xbox has got something coming in 2027. I don't think that that's necessarily the mark of the new gen, because that could just be their hybrid PC that they're making. Yo, it's good, Recoil. How are you? I just jumped on talking about the PlayStation financial reports. No, I don't do that. I don't randomly grab financial reports and just start talking about them. I have an agenda. There's a title. There's things we're talking about. There's things I've researched. So no, I don't do that. I mean, I'll pull up like a trailer or like a brief article, but like I'm not randomly just going to pull up financial reports and talk about them. I mean, I'll try to extrapolate something and maybe do a video and coverage tomorrow. It's not that exciting. Sassy much? I'm not being sassy. That's not something I do. I don't pull up financial reports and talk about them unless I've done ample research and can extrapolate good information. I didn't see anything that interesting. The PlayStation 5's tracking with PS4. They're making money. I don't know. I mean, and Neo Reaper comes in with 16 months. Thank you so much. And Hilly comes in with 6 months. 2 renewed subs over here on on Twitch, getting us to 265. We're officially 10 away from 275, and that ties it up. It's now 7-7 between Twitch and YouTube. It's a race to 25, and then it's a race to 50. I thought it was an open chat. Well, no, you can ask me questions. You were saying talk about the PS financial reports. That's not a question. Like, if you have a question about them, I mean, I would say, yeah, I haven't really had a chance to look at them. You were saying, you were asking me to talk about them. That's not really a question. If you say, hey, what do you think about this? That's not the same as like, hey, talk about the Nintendo hardware specs that just leaked. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. What are you talking about? I don't mind answering questions on the fly during the live show, but like being sort of directed to completely switch subjects is not something that I do. Did you? That's what I mean. Like, that's the question. Like, hey, did you get a chance to look at them? I'd be like, no, I haven't had a chance. And then we would just kind of move on. It sounded like you were literally telling me to talk about it. I was like, I'm not going to do that right now. Do you think we'll have news on Final Fantasy this year? I don't know. Saw an article hinting Sony may be raising prices. Yeah, it seems like they've got a stockpile, and so they're trying to hold. It seems like they're trying to hold. And again, I didn't have time to research it. I looked at a couple tweets and headlines, and it's like, okay, they've got a stockpile, they're going to hold, and I think they're hoping the tariff thing settles down, blows over, so then they don't have to. So, what you think might be cut from GTA 6? So, if they were cutting things from GTA 6, I would assume the things they would cut would be content. Like, one of the easiest things to do is cut content. Like, no, trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, so they can just get a minimum viable product out the door. And that's where, obviously, I think it would, like, they're focusing on engagement and MAU, no longer units sold. Yeah, I need to research that, because that feels like an intentional read from folks that want to claim that they're, you know, they're doing what Xbox is doing. Like, I need to fully research that, because it seems like a really disingenuous read. From what I read and what I saw, quotes are being contorted to make it seem like, yep, they're doing what Xbox is doing, which is typical of people that, you know, are trying to make it seem. CFO literally said it. Right, but it's being packaged in a way to act like, oh yeah, they're shifting and don't care about hardware. Like, I'm seeing really bad reads on that. I'm like, I don't think they're saying they don't care. I think they're saying what's typical halfway through a gen. I think they're saying this is now where we're looking because of the growth, especially when they're hitting record MAUs. When you're increasing your MAUs, you're going to celebrate that. You're going to say, man, we're going to focus on this. How do we get more MAUs? Well, a really great way to get MAUs is, track with me here, selling consoles, because they continue to highlight the fact that they got new users. Well, that's why MAU's going up. MAU's going up because they're getting new users. They're getting people that didn't own the PS4. So, ironically, the people that are like running with that, like, oh yeah, this sounds awfully familiar. Yeah, it's a complete repudiation of the fact that people claim that the console market was stagnant and dying. It's not the dunk that people think that it is. Like, they did say. I didn't say they didn't say it. I said it's being contorted and twisted in a way to make it seem as though they're saying something they're not saying. That people are trying to make it seem like, oh, they're shifting away from that hardware focus. They care about MAUs now. That's a disingenuous interpretation of what they're saying. I choose my words very carefully. I'm not saying they didn't say it. I'm saying MAU's down. No, it's not down. It's down from one quarter to the next. But they hit a record of 129. It's gone down to 125, which would be typical. You're not going to continue to go up, 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 up. You're going to go up. You'll hit a new peak. It'll come down. There could be an influx from Yote. There could be an influx from annual Call of Duty. There could be an influx from GTA 6. So, like, your MAU can't just eternally go up. That's impossible. So they hit a peak last quarter of 129. It was a new record. It dropped to like 125, I think I saw. That's not like a cause for alarm. I think that's totally normal. MAUs are gonna like, it's kind of like player-based numbers on a game, right? You're gonna hit your peak, and then you're gonna go like this. You're gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, it's not, you can't stay at a peak. One of the things that contributes to MAUs could be, you know, big booming titles like Marvel Rivals and other titles that suddenly have way more people turning their consoles on, way more people, engaging with the ecosystem. There's all sorts of things that contribute. Holidays, during that quarter, less people are working, more people are home, people are, taking more time to play. First quarter of the year, you're likely to see a dip in those things. They're up year over year, but they're down from the previous quarter. Like, you also have to look at it in that context. It's not down overall. It's down from previous quarter, which is where they hit the record. Rockstar has put a ton of money on one project, the most ever. So you think, what is best for the huge investment at all times? Hang on. You have to think what is best for that huge investment at all times. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. I think the GTA 6 delay, and this is what I'll be very interested to see. I'll be very interested to see if the Take-Two earnings call, if they're like, hey, when did you know you were going to delay this? When did you know? Because you were pretty confident a couple months ago, and now we're hearing from people at the company. People inside the company are telling the press that you guys knew about this for a while. You knew you were going to have to delay. What's going on here, man? Yo, Omar, thank you so much for 37 months on a Member Plus. That bumps the line to 266. And that bumps the contest to 8 versus 7. They knew before they released the trailer they sent the other day. Well, for sure. They definitely knew then. But I don't know. Like, you gotta wonder how. At what point in this year did they know? Because this guy's telling the shareholders in February, he's doing interviews and stuff. He's like, "Oh no, yeah, we picked fall because we're very confident we can hit it." So let's see what's going on here. Someone comes in, asks you to look at the financials, and then points to a negative stat, really trying hard to do something for sure. Oh, yeah. All the numbers looked good from what I saw, AOZ, but yes. The typical usernames that I've grown accustomed to doing this are fixating on the things that are being twisted and contorted into negatives. Yes, it's not surprising at all. Like, everything's looking great. It's like, yeah, it's amazing. Money's all up, and a bigger portion of what Sony corporate makes every year is coming from PlayStation. And they're like, but didn't MAUs drop, and aren't they now focusing on MAUs? Like, oh gosh. Yes, you're right. They're exactly the same. Everything's terrible and awful, and if that makes you feel better, great. Let's move on and talk about something that I care about. All right, Captain Steve with 21 months and a Member Plus, liking your Doom figure. Yes. He looks great, doesn't he? Doesn't he look awesome? That's from Tainted Grail. They sent me a collector's edition. We're going to get review access this weekend. Can't wait. I'll be hoping to put together something for you guys. It's probably too big of a game for me to roll credits on before the embargo drops. I don't know what the embargo is. Probably a day before or the day of the game releasing. It looks like it's going to be an enormous game. So I'll do my best. We'll put together some kind of a video, first impressions or something. And so let me add Captain Steve to the total here. Thank you so much, Captain Steve. 267. We have a little friendly competition between YouTube and Twitch. If you guys gift members, renew your membership, upgrade to Member Plus, or any of those things, you can help. It's a race to 25 and then a race to 100. And that's how you guys can contribute to what we do here. That's primarily how I'm able to do this full time. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button as well. YouTube live streams continue to be a very peculiar thing where, like, I don't feel like I can get good data on the back end. Like, it's very, very bizarre. Hang on. What if it was right after the last earnings call, someone walked in the room and said, "Boss, we got to delay the game." Like, perfect timing, right? Strauss Zelnick does the earnings call. He does some interviews. It's like, "All right, guys, I'll see you later." And he goes back up to his office, and they're like, "We're going to have to delay." He's probably like, "What? Are you kidding me?" Strauss is just good at corporate speak. He won't reveal the actual release date or delay. Only Rockstar handles official announcements for release dates and delays of their game. Yeah, but I mean, clearly, if you're going to your shareholders and you're expressing like that level of confidence, Oh, hang on. I got to give Creature the video from the open. Let's see here. Edit holding. Gaming. Gaming news today. What's today? 5/14/25. I'll name it show open. There we go. Wait, is that the right one? Hang on. I want to make sure and mute it. Open this. Hang on. So let's get into this and talk. Be quiet. No, that's the wrong one. Show open. Delete. It's in here. What am I wearing today? Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Sorry, I'm out of practice, y'all. I record 2 videos at once. Hello? Show open 5/14/25. There we go. Okay. There we go. Show opens in frame. GTA vid from yesterday's in frame. It's everything this morning. Can I have a quick recap? The quick recap is the GTA 6 delay was something they seemingly knew they were going to have to do for a while. They were cutting things from the game to try to hit that fall release date. They were trying. And then they said that the delay was absolutely necessary. Then Jason Schreier weighs in and essentially says that the game could get delayed again. Like, there's just no guarantee that this thing's even going to ship on time. You know, the May date. I've got a video coming later today. You know, the GTA 6 release date is pointless. I think it's absolutely pointless. I argue in the video why. I walk through a bunch of different things that have transpired. Then there's the rumor that a GTA 4 Remastered is coming. So I talked about that. And then I talked about how Marvel 1943 got delayed. And I essentially argued that companies should start leveraging silence when the year is as full as 2025 is. I just don't think there's a need to say anything. I don't think there's a need to walk out with release dates, release windows. Don't come with cinematic trailers. Don't do any of that. Don't say anything until you've got more concrete things to give the public. You know, like, announce your game, do a teaser, do an announcement trailer, whatever. That's fine. I think the next time you talk to the public, it should be with gameplay and a release date that you are very confident in. If you can't do that, then I say don't do anything. Just stay quiet. That silence is more powerful than what these companies keep doing. Welcome back to Twitch. Good luck. Thank you so much. One way you guys can help with partnership on Twitch, keep those subs going. Keep your Twitch primes going. Or if you don't have a prime to use, do a regular sub. Help us keep the sub points high. Even if you watch on YouTube, you can help with that. And then the friendly competition here between YouTube and Twitch, whoever hits certain numbers first, I gift to those platforms. So thank you guys so much. I might start doing that instead of like the every 25. We might start saying every 25 and then whoever gets there first, right? That's who we end up gifting to, like, as a contest. That might make more sense instead of like gifting to both. That might be I might overextend myself. I did that the 1 month. I was like gifting way too much. The third trailer was always a gameplay trailer, Red Dead, GTA. I'm talking about the Marvel game, Marvel 1943. I don't think there's a reason to walk out and tell people, oh no, yeah, this is when our game is releasing, like, you know, you say 2025. There's no reason to do that unless you're extremely confident in the release date. There's just no reason. Like, to me, when you have game, announcement, trailer, release, like every other week, every other month, something's happening, you're better off not saying anything. Right? Like, don't say anything, because now everybody's like, oh, Marvel game got delayed. So now all they associate your game with is disappointment and, oh, maybe something's wrong. If they wouldn't have said anything, if they would have just stayed quiet, we know they're making it. We've seen the key art. We know they're building it. We know Emmy Hennig's involved, and that's all we need to know. After that, we don't need to know anything until you're in the runway for delivery. That's my opinion. I think it's far more effective marketing to stay quiet. Like right now, there's just so much going on. It's like, why would you say anything unless you're really confident that you can deliver on time? Why would you show gameplay unless you're super confident that it's actual gameplay, and it actually represents the game? I don't know. I feel like a lot of these companies are still burning through old playbooks and learning hard lessons. It just doesn't, I don't think it makes any sense. If you guys haven't done so yet on YouTube, do me a favor and smash that like button. Try to get us to 200 likes to remind people of the game. Well, personally, you want to know why I think they delayed the Marvel game, or why they announced the delay of the Marvel game in May? Because they're getting ready to they're getting ready to have either another trailer or gameplay or something at Summer Game Fest, and they want to get the bad news out of the way, and they're going to show up with something at Summer Game Fest, whether it's at a PlayStation State of Player showcase or the Xbox showcase or the kickoff event with Keighley. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is at one of those events. That's why they announced the delay in May. They're like, yeah, we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to spin things up. We're getting ready to push out some marketing. Hello Games learned this lesson the hard way. Well, that one time they showed No Man's Sky, right? They showed it, and I think they were forced to do that. Sony was really putting some pressure on them to get that out the door. So, when you stay quiet, people forget about you. You know the quickest way to remind people about yourself? You put out a trailer. What are you saying? So Yanadid, let's just take what you're saying and let's try to apply this logically here. So if Marvel 1943 wouldn't have walked out with a trailer and a generic release window for 2025, people would have just forgotten about the game, and the next time it shows up with a trailer, people would have been like, what? Confused and bewildered? What's this game? I don't know what this game is. I've completely forgotten about. My memory got erased. No, people oh yeah, I remember this. Oh, this is so exciting. Look at the gameplay. Oh, cool. Look at the release date. It's coming out in 9 months or 11 months or whatever. They wouldn't completely forget, but the hype would be lower? No. It's like when you go from a really, really cold pool to a really hot jacuzzi or vice versa. Suddenly hearing something has impact. If you hear nothing, they go completely quiet, and then boom, you drop a gameplay trailer with the release date for a game like Marvel 1943. I don't think the hype would be muted. I think it would be increased. People are oh my gosh, I forgot all about this. Look, it looks so good. Instead of, now what do we have? We saw something that looked really, really cool in Unreal. Looked a little too good to be true. We got a generic release window, and now we've got a delay. So now it's oh. So now the only thing you think about it is disappointment. You're oh, well, we were going to get it this year, and now we're not. So now you have a negative association in your brain with the game. So then when it finally does come out with the gameplay and the release date, you're okay, well, finally, we were supposed to get this last year. I think that sours it. I do. I think it sours it. By the time you get to hear about it and you do get your release date, you're oh, yeah, we were supposed to have this last year. First teaser is giving impressions that Marvel 1943 feels like one of those story-based games like The Quarry and Until Dawn. I think that'd be a weird choice. Guys on YouTube, double check that it's saving your like. It's doing that thing where the likes don't move. I'm not sure what that is. The delay is probably because of the Series S. I mean, we can't say that for every single game delay. I don't. This was the point I argued in yesterday's video on showcases and roadmaps. No, you responded to a video about why I think it's time for PlayStation to do a showcase, and you ranted about how showcases and roadmaps are a waste of time, and PlayStation doesn't do roadmaps. So you shadowboxed and responded to nothing in my video. You didn't respond to my argumentation. You didn't respond to the logic and the thought behind the video. You just soapboxed on showcases and roadmaps, which PlayStation doesn't do roadmaps. They don't. I argued in the video that PlayStation has, just this year, they have Lost Soul Aside, they have Death Stranding 2, and then they have Ghosts of Yotei. And then they could talk about, hey, we're halfway through the gen, here's all the things coming in the future as well. Here's everything coming in 2026. Intergalactic, Saros, Wolverine, Phantom Blade Zero. That's a lot of games for them to talk about. Now, you ranting and raving about showcases and roadmaps, that is not what I'm talking about right now. Don't try to like hitch your wagon to what I'm saying. We are not saying the same thing. I am talking about an actual strategy where you can still show up to a showcase. You can still show up on a roadmap in my strategy outline. You would only show up to the showcase. You would only show up on the roadmap when you have a concrete date. And you're like, yes, we are coming out in 9 months. We are coming out in 6 months. You can still do a showcase and a roadmap. If anything, the showcases and the roadmaps get a whole lot better if people do what I'm saying. Stop announcing your game release date. Stop announcing your release windows so early. You don't need to do it. Nobody gives a frick. Nobody sits around and thinks, oh, I'm so glad they said 2025. That was really helpful. No, you didn't need to do that at all. All you had to do was roll out a trailer, get everybody excited about your game, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't need to put 2025 on the trailer, because you know what would happen right now? Nobody would be paying any attention to that game or thinking anything negative about Marvel. They'd be thinking nothing about it. And then when you finally do enter their brain again, it's nothing but positivity. You enter their brain again with a gameplay trailer. You enter their brain again with, with a concrete release date. If your showcases, your state of plays, your whatever, if they were full of games that were doing this, that you wouldn't have any grounds to complain. The reason that you're upset or complaining or don't like the showcases and the roadmaps is because they're always riddled with this nonsense of like, oh yeah, our game's coming in 2025. And you're like, okay, whatever that means. And then somehow in 2025, we get tweet after tweet after tweet, image after image after image. We've had to make the painful decision to delay our game. Oh, okay. You didn't have to put a release date. You didn't. The point I made about showcases is that the expectation is for definitive releases, and the problem is, in order to get to that point, it tends to be closer to the release, which is quite literally what my video was about. PlayStation's in an advantageous position right now. Their 3 games this year haven't come out yet. That's a great reason to do a showcase, because you can literally sandbag and say, oh yeah, boom, here's our 3 games coming this year. Lost Soul aside, Death Stranding 2, Ghosts of Yotei. And we know that Saros and Intergalactic and Wolverine are all very likely next year. We know for a fact Saros is next year. And then we know for a fact Phantom Blade Zero is next year. Those games have been announced for such a long time that we know, and they were announced in such a window of time. Like, they're coming in 2026. It'd be really weird if they weren't. PlayStation has moved away from this, like, here's an announcement, and then like 7 years later the game comes out. Wolverine is the one exception to this, because that was like beginning of the gen trailer to hype people up. So I don't think that there was a reason to be like, oh no, they shouldn't do a showcase because we have no idea when these games are coming. Well, at least 3 of the games in my argument are coming out within the next 6 months, because they're coming out. Lost Soul aside is August, Death Stranding 2 is June, and then Yotei is the first week of October. Xbox Direct going Shadow Drop? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't care about the Marvel games anymore. I think Marvel games can be great. I think Blade could be amazing. I think, the Spider-Man games are obviously great. I think Guardians of the Galaxy was sadly very underrated. It didn't get a really fair shake, and a lot of that was because the Avengers game burned a lot of the goodwill and trust that people had with Marvel games in general. I think that's a common problem when you are attached to the larger brand, Destiny 2 is literally next month. Right, and the thought is PlayStation likes to do things late May. They like to do things late May. So the thought is they're going to do some kind of a state of play or showcase at the end of this month. They like to kind of kick off, Summer Game Fest by themselves. They've done that a couple years in a row now. You think they're going to shadow drop Arc Raiders? Apparently Shroud was doing a Tarkov meme. The whole, Arc Raiders is coming Thursday. Apparently that's a Tarkov meme. I didn't know that. So when I saw the clip and the headline, I thought, oh, he just accidentally let it slip that Arc Raiders is going to do another test or alpha or beta or something. Apparently, it's just a meme. Fuzzy says, the best, you want to know an easy way to remind people about your game, hand them something tangible. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. You guys, if you're watching on Twitch, thanks so much for doing that. Appreciate you being here. You just have to click the follow button to talk in my chat. You can obviously ask me about any of the current topics and subjects that we're talking about. If you're a subscriber, you can submit questions. If you're watching on YouTube, do a quick double and triple check on the likes. Again, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Some days I have to beg for likes. It is very weird. It doesn't move. I don't know if it's not saving. Somebody said the other day they had to like my video like 2 and 3 times. So I'm not sure if that's happening again. YouTube has been so bizarre the last couple of weeks for live streaming. It's a meme for content in Tarkov releasing. Oh, okay. What about the Xbox layoffs? They're Microsoft layoffs, and I don't think we've got a concrete total of who and what devs, studios, or departments have been impacted. It's a corporate-wide thing for Microsoft, so I'm assuming Xbox will be impacted. 3%. And you need bigger picture. Microsoft has hired way more people than almost any other company out there. 2019 to 2021, I mean, it was silly how many people they hired. So this is just it's a sad adjustment, but it's a readjustment. What's my most anticipated game for 2025? A Ghost of Yotei. Yeah, Ghost of Yotei is my most anticipated game. I'm really enjoying Doom. Somebody asked me earlier if I played it. I played it. I'm really liking it. I want to change a couple keybinds. Somebody left a good comment with some things that they had done that I think might help me. I could not get into a flow state. The keybinds were not great by default. They made some strange decisions, and it was throwing me off. And I think I've got some good keybinds from somebody in the comments that could help me out here. That could make me maybe get into a better flow state. Death Stranding 2 for me. Yeah, Death Stranding 2 is definitely one of my more anticipated games for sure. For sure. What console do you think GTA 6 will be better on? The PS5 Pro or the Series X? Based on the third-party pattern up to this point, the PS5 Pro? Visual says PC. You won't be able to play GTA 6 on PC, so you'll have to wait. You'll be able to play it eventually on PC, but you won't be able to play it at release. So obviously the question is not about like that. Yeah, and which PC? That's a common difficulty with that PC discussion. People are like, oh, it's better on PC. Is it better on your PC? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that usually means it's got to be better on like a, high PC. The delay might mean PC day and date launch. It does not mean that. I wouldn't even put that out there. I would not try to will that into existence. You're just going to disappoint people. GTA 6 has clearly been delayed because it wasn't ready. The sources from inside the company said that, they were cutting really cool things to get it out on time. There is zero indication this has anything to do with the PC release. And if it was getting, a PC day and date release, I feel like they would have used that to make this a more positive thing. It'd be on the card, it'd be in the trailer. They'd be like, hey, this is going to allow us to put it on PC day and date. Now, I'm on record saying that I think it's going to come to PC quicker this time around. I do. I think it could. I think it's like a 6-month period that you're going to have to wait. A delay would suggest PC release would be even more delayed. Yeah, it's more of a feeling than anything else. Yeah, I wouldn't hold too tight to that feeling. I don't think there's any indication that that's why they're doing this. I do think Strauss Zelnick said things that to me indicated they want GTA 6 to be on PC quicker this time around, but I don't think they're going to do a day and date. I think they have a natural flow of you're going to release it on the consoles. I think GTA 6 Online comes, 90 days later or something like that, so they have time to kind of spin up and test. And then I think 6 months after that, you're going to see it land on PC. That's been my kind of speculation, is that you're not going to wait like a year to 2 years this time around. It'll be faster. Since buying Reforge roast coffee for my wife, she won't accept any other coffee. Thanks. Getting ready to order some more. You're not the only one that said that. Once people try our coffee, they switch to our coffee. If you guys are coffee drinkers, you can use the coffee command in chat. Try us out. If you've never tried coffee with balanced or low acidity, you should try Reforge Roast. There's a light, a medium, and a dark roast. I know people that can't drink coffee because it's like too hard on their stomach, and they can drink mine. So yeah, do I make the coffee? We have a company that roasts, grinds the beans, puts them in the bags. We're the ones that ship it to you. My wife and kiddos put little like thank you notes and pictures in the bag for you. Tear and seal bags. All your info on the back there. So yeah. If you're more of a soda drinker than a coffee drinker, we do work with Sprecher, so you can use the soda command. That does support me, and I am not a big soda drinker. And I like every one of theirs except for their green like Sprite version. It's kind of like a Sprite. I don't like that one, but their Orange Dream is like a creamsicle in a can. Their cherry cola is very good. Their cream soda is good. I don't even like root beer, and I like their root beer. So if you're more of a soda drinker than a coffee drinker, that also supports me. Yeah, we can't ship outside the U.S. It's just too expensive. It's just way, way too expensive. Yeah, and we are working with a chair sponsor now. We work with And a Seat. You can use the chair command to get $30 off their brand new X Air high back ergonomic mesh chair. I love it. Wolfsane's just going through all the commands. Yeah. I just have a feeling that it being delayed again, I've lost count now. They might think PC is a massive market. Why are they leaving it out for a few months? Just let it launch everywhere. If that's not good English, I'm on a bike while texting. No. What you're saying is logical, Visual, but you're forgetting something that they like to do. They like to stagger because of the double dip. They know that if they release it on console and then like 9 months later release it on PC, they know they're going to get a ton more people because they're going to get people to buy it twice. It also helps with optimization. It also helps with shipping. It also helps with, constraining and constricting like servers and all of that else, And 3 singles are coming in from Stone Spire. I know what Stone Spire's doing. He's taking this to 270, right on the nose. He's begging somebody to do a 5-bomb to the 275, or I'll owe you guys some more. And then 12 for YouTube on the day. It's a race to 25. I think what we'll do is we'll just make this the race, right? Every 25, over there. The main one, I'm still going to do it. But you guys can always try to get your platform to be the first. Hang on, I got to get this centered. I don't have the number centered anymore. That's close enough. It helps with piracy. Yeah, it helps with that. It definitely helps with that. Hang on, I'm trying to move this. I hate how you can't see when you have something highlighted in OBS. Like, I wish they would get rid of the anchor points. I could just see like the red outline. There we go. If they're going to buy the game on console, it's most likely to play with friends. If they're going to buy on PC, it's for mods, graphics, FPS. I would buy the game twice on release. Highly recommend the coffee. Nova's saying, I highly recommend the coffee. The little pack and notes and gifts are cool too. I was surprised to find a PS5 Pro in my coffee order. That is not true. That's false advertising. This is not a sponsor, by the way. Like, Sprecher's a sponsor. My glasses are a sponsor. Those are all sponsors. This is ours. Like, I buy this with my own money. It's shipped to my house. And this is like supporting a small business when you order the coffee. So thank you to everybody that continues to do that. And thank you for all the new followers on Twitch as well. Piracy numbers aren't that high to be the reason. I mean, I don't necessarily think that piracy is the reason. I think the main reason is financial. They know people will double dip. I also think they know, like, if you look at the screenshots of GTA 6, if you look at the alleged GTA 6 gameplay, I think they know, listen, we're going to be able to get and squeeze way more out of this if we just build for console. It automatically complicates things the minute you enter, another platform, another platform into the mix of development. Does that make sense? So, and I keep delaying ads on YouTube. If you guys appreciate that, man, smash the like button because that supports me. And they really want us running ads. And somebody just sent a tip, and it is $5 from Phil Spencer. Says, when Project Rome is finished, Take-Two will shut down 5M, so all GTA role-playing will now be through GTA Launcher, and all role-playing servers will have to switch over. PC is going to be important this time around. I agree, and I think Strauss-Zelnick made that clear. Yo, thank you so much, Broken Surprise, for 27 months as a member. Gets us to 271. We're a little ahead on pace for the week, so that's good. And now it's 13-7 in the contest between the two platforms. The first of 25 gets a 10 bomb for their platform. And you guys really hit that fast yesterday. We're being a little more slow on that today. We'll see who takes it. Will I be playing the Blades of Fire demo tomorrow? I will. That'll be the second stream tomorrow. I don't know if it shows on your side, but I may have pocket reported somebody. Sorry if I did. That's fine. If they didn't do anything, they'll just ignore it as a false report. If you do a bunch of false reports, you can get in trouble. But like one, that'll get ignored. A lot of people double and triple dipped. I feel like somebody new said something in Twitch. Who was? Maybe not. I feel like I saw a new name. Maybe not. A lot of people double and triple dipped with GTA. They did. After the PC release for GTA 6, they'll work on the remaster version for PS6. How does anybody know piracy numbers? Did the thieves report that they stole the software, says AOZ? I don't know what the estimates are. I don't know what piracy looks like. I don't think piracy is the driver for Rockstar's choice. I think the driver is money and efficiency. They know they can make more money by staggering, and it's more efficient. They know they can bring GTA 6 to market in a better state, with more stuff, with better quality, with better features and all that. They know if they strip it, they limit, scope to console, they know it can be more efficiently delivered. You know what I mean? Let people be slow today. They're still dealing with, they are. They're still dealing with the show's ending. That's correct. And if you guys are a subscriber on Twitch or a member on YouTube, you can submit questions. It says, "Do you know what color coffee free?" That's not what the question command's for. Glad to be here. What's good, Train? Torrent sites show how many times something has been downloaded. Yeah, I mean that I don't know if that's the only way that people will get things though. Like, right? Isn't there other ways of getting it that you wouldn't be able to get like concrete numbers? I don't know. I don't do any of that, so I'm not even sure how you would be able to calculate how much people do it. It will be like TLU 2 PS5 version followed by PS6. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they'll do some kind of a second version for PS6. That wouldn't surprise me at all, you know. So, it's red, by the way. I don't know what you're saying, Wolf Saints. The question command, that's not what it's there for. The question command is there to ask questions about gaming and stuff. You're going to ruin it for people if you guys submit, questions that aren't worth looking at. That's not what it's there for. It's there to have your question highlighted about a particular topic in gaming or that we're discussing right now. It's not for you to goof around with. Rockstar has spoken about piracy being a reason that they come to PC later. I'm pretty sure that's been publicly stated. I could be wrong, but I remember it being pretty clear. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever been clearly stated by them. I'd want to see the context. I'd want to see the question that led to them saying it. That's what I would want to see. I'd be very curious to see if they've spoken definitively to it. Sorry, Perfect Image. I don't know why I didn't grab your question. Nightbot might be asleep on YouTube. Remember them saying that exactly? If somebody can find the source, I'd be happy to look at the article and the interview to see exactly what they said on that subject. It made me upset because I'm a PC player. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to read it in context to see. I don't know if that's the driving force between GTA 6 being focusing on console first. I think it's a far more simplistic. It's easier to explain if you just consider the limited scope of development only being on consoles, and they know people will double dip. I just think that's a slam dunk for a reason. I don't think they need any other reason than that. I don't think they're like, oh, you know, those people are going to steal it. If there's people that are going to steal GTA 6, they're going to do it when it gets staggered anyway. It's not like there's this monsoon of console users that are not going to buy GTA 6 because they can pirate it, and you're like somehow getting them to... Does that make sense? Perfect Image, you said, could it be possible that GTA Online will be a continuation of both worlds? I don't think they're going to do that. This is what you use it for, Wolf Saints. How do you think they'll handle the Pro this time around? Like, did they discontinue it again, or what? What are you talking about? What, discontinue what? Speaking of the double dip, Shift Up is about to have a huge double dip with stellar play. Yeah. Gaming the same way they like to get people to double dip. The same way they get people to double dip on PC is by delaying the release. Could you see them doing the same thing with 60 FPS next gen version and selling the upgrade? The article I was thinking of in context is related to San Andreas only events. Yeah. The reason I didn't think that was a probable result is because they would saying that publicly. I mean, that could be pretty harmful to that consumer base wanting to engage with your product. Oh yeah, you know, we come to PC later because of piracy. I don't know a diplomatic way to say that. That's why I was kind of shocked. I was like, I would want to see the interview, and I would want to see the question. I would want to see how it was discussed, because that's a touchy subject in general to throw that out there, into the ether, and to let people be like, you know, hey, wait a minute, like, we're not over here stealing games like that. That could be really, really misinterpreted and really, really bad for your game to say something like that. The only place I'm seeing the piracy reason is from the Times of India. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't think you guys would be able to substantiate. Excuse me. I didn't think you guys would be able to substantiate that one. I was like, I have a hard time believing a dev is going to sit down with an interview or an outlet and be like, yeah, that's why we come late to PC, you know, because of piracy. I don't know. I'm a skeptic on that being said anywhere in that definitive of language. You know what I mean? Do you think people who own GTA 4 on Steam will get a discount on the remaster? Maybe. I'm gonna say maybe. A lot of the times they can't. I don't know if they've done. Have they done that with a single upgrade, remaster, remake, or anything on Steam? Have they ever done that on Steam? I know they do it for like PlayStation folks. But if it's a brand new SKU and a brand new download and a brand new item on the storefront, I'm gonna say maybe, but I'm probably leaning towards no. I don't think that they would. It is Rockstar after all. I think they're gonna, be like, buy it again. Would be my thought. Right? My thought would be, like, yeah, buy it again. They charge full price for the GTA trilogy and the PlayStation 5 upgrade for GTA 5. There won't be a discount. Yeah. I've never seen an upgrade option for a new game on Steam. Yeah, I think that is something unique to the remakes and the remasters that PlayStation has done. I don't know. Has anybody else done that? Was there a way, like, has Xbox done that with any of their stuff? I know they did like FPS boost for free, but that's not like a remaster or a remake. That's not like going and changing resolution, textures, or lighting. They discounted GTA on new consoles, didn't they? I'm not sure. Like, a discount's not really what we're asking. We're asking, like, has there ever been an instance where they, like, on Steam, like, you get an upgrade for free or for, like, a $10 or something? Do you think GTA 6 was delayed to release on this-gen consoles, and then, like, with GTA 5, they had old and new console profits, then PC? I think that's what they're doing. More bang for their buck. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we've been observing for the last little bit. Maybe you just got here. We've been kind of observing that the only launching on Xbox Series S, X, and the PS5, only launching on those platforms, to me, is about they know people will double dip, and they also want to limit scope of the project. Like, it's just easier. The game is so big, so large, so ambitious. It's easier for them to develop it for less platforms. Now, again, if you listen to Strauss Zelnick's commentary on a GTA 6 PC release date, he seems to think that PC is very important. And the tone of his answers, I have speculated and made my own little prediction that GTA 6 comes to PC faster this time around. I don't think they want to wait as long. Like, I even said if this game actually hits its May release date, I could see GTA 6 being on PC holiday 6 months later. People are like, that's too fast. I don't know. I could see it going like GTA 6 releases, GTA 6 Online releases like 3 months later, and then in the holiday, the PC release hits. I don't know. I don't think they're going to want to wait as long this time around with PC. I think they're going to want to expedite it. If they can. I mean, there's obviously, challenges with a game this size. But I don't think they want to wait as long. His answers seem to indicate that they're taking PC pretty serious. They're not like, oh yeah, PC's an afterthought. What is that? As long PC port took like PC port of 5 took 6 months. I thought it was longer. How long did it take GTA 5 to come to PC? You're saying no, it wasn't longer? It was 6 months? I thought it was like a year. GTA 5 original release date September of 23. Okay. I'm sorry, of 2013. September of 2013. April. No, it says April of 2015. What are you talking about? It was not 6 months. Google it. No, you are 100% incorrect. GTA 5 was first released in September of 2013. It came to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in November of 2014, and then in April of 2015 it hit PC. You're confused. It was from PS4 to PC? No, you are confused, my friend. The original release date of the game was on the PS3 and the 360 in 2013. Brother, it was over a year. You are mistaken. You've confused yourself. This game was out before it hit PS4 and Xbox One in November of 2014. You're thinking like November. Oh, you literally just texted you're wrong. Okay. Yeah. It's a simple mistake. You probably thought, well, what do you mean? It came out in November of 2014. When a game has 3 release dates, you can be forgiven for making that mistake. It's an easy mistake to make. I've made that mistake before. It's like, how many dadgum times has the game come out? Like, you go to Google and you're like searching for a release date, and sometimes it can be really difficult to get an answer. So, okay, guys, I need your help. We got a 4-minute video that just went live where I argue the GTA 6 release date is pointless. I'm going to put the link in both Twitch and YouTube. Help me out. It's a super short video. It's like 4 minutes. If you go and you watch it and you leave a like and a comment, I read through the comments right here on the stream. You can be featured. So if you've got thoughts, argumentations, you don't agree with me, okay, go leave a comment on that video. It's live right now. There is a link in the chat. I'll periodically put that link in chat. It's super helpful to us when you guys help us kind of spin up these 4-minute videos. We try to do a lot of content. We try to do live streams of gameplay, talk shows, uploads. We're streaming on Twitch. We're in so many different places, and it really, really means a lot when you guys take a second out of your day and you engage with those vids. Video in the middle of the stream. We're trying something new. We are trying something new. There are people that are subbed to this channel that don't come to the live streams, but they like the uploads. And so we're trying to give them content throughout the day, and this is a way to do it. So when you guys dogpile on it, you immediately hit that like button and you give it an old watch-a-rooney. You can even put the playback speed at like 1.5, 1.75, and you'll be done with the video pronto, and you'll be able to come right back to it. And I'll even pin a live discussion link at the top comment for you YouTube guys. I'll make it really easy for you to come back. So 4 minutes. I argue that the GTA 6 release date is pointless. It is pointless. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do you agree? I can't type. Do you agree? Yes or no? There we go. Is Mind's Eye open world? I don't know if we have any concrete details on Mind's Eye. I don't know if we do. So, thank you to everybody going over to that video. I greatly appreciate it. I'm checking the comments right now. I'll pull out choice comments, interact with them, reply to them. What I meant, chat, was from PS4 to PC, it was short. Obviously, from 360 to PS3, it all took almost 2 years. That's my bad. You're fine. You're fine, Diogo. Like I said, you can be forgiven for making that mistake. The dadgum game had 3 release dates. It's an easy mistake to make. You know what I mean? Like, I've made those mistakes. Like, it's easy to get confused. You go to Google, you search, the AI spits something out, and you're like all gung-ho about it, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait, no, that's not right. I didn't see you play Doom. How is it? It's good. I like it. I'm not in a flow state with the game yet. I'm struggling to keep my armor up. Like, I've not died. I'm just playing on normal. Like, I haven't died, but I'm struggling to keep my armor up because I'm just not in a flow state. Like, I'm playing kind of sloppy. Like, I've seen some people playing, and I'm like, oh man, you can really get into like a flow state. Like, you're moving and grooving and you're not getting hit. I'm not doing a very good job right now. Like, I'm getting my buttons confused because it's like you're managing a lot. Like, you're switching weapons, you're trying to block, you're trying to throw, you're trying to dash, you're trying to parry. There's a lot going on. Yeah. High level play in that game I think is going to be fun to watch. You're not going to get high level play from me. I'm not really known for high level play. Okay, the first comment on my video. If you guys want to give my video some love, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, there's a link in chat. It's a quick 4-minute video where I argue that the GTA 6 release date is pointless. Buckeye Plays says, we all know GTA 6 is going to sell like hotcakes whether it releases now or 3 years from now. I'd rather them stop giving dates and just focus on making the game the best they can, i.e. 60 FPS is a must, and tell us about release when it's actually ready. We've waited for ages for GTA 6. We can wait longer. No need to dangle low confidence in release dates over us. I completely agree on 60 FPS and the GTA 6 release date. I completely agree with you. It's like, again, oh wow, a bunch of comments just came rolling in. Thank you guys so much. Here we go. Yanadid says, I don't see Rockstar delaying to May 26th if there's a chance they could delay it again. They could have been more vague. If they weren't confident, they could have just said summer or fall or 2026, but they gave a specific date. I've got confidence in it for that reason. I hear you, but they acted very confident in the fall 2025 GTA 6 release date. They already had a lot of confidence. You know, when you're telling your shareholders that you're confident in a release window, I don't know. That's pretty strong. That's a pretty strong amount of confidence. And then it got delayed anyway. So I hear where you're coming from, Yanadid. I do. You know why I hear where you're coming from? I was the same as you. I was like, yeah, man, they're really confident. It's coming out this year. It's not getting delayed. And I was dead wrong. I was as wrong gets. You can't get any more wrong about that than I was. I was 100% wrong. They did not show up on time. Pac-Man on a Bike says, indeed, I'm in favor of companies waiting till much closer to release and hyping hard for a few months. Shareholders wanting assurances are the downside of it. It makes companies speak too soon. Last-minute announcements and drops would be awesome. Shorter marketing windows is better for share value. Delays hurt. I think they need to realize that the delays hurt. Now, maybe over time it doesn't, right? Like Take-Two obviously bounced back, and they're bouncing back today. You know, some of us got in on the dip, but still, I think that it hurts. It's a greater risk. A shorter marketing window can really, really help your share value because it's all of a sudden like, boom, everybody's excited, everybody's talking, everybody's hyped, pre-orders are coming in. Like, instead of like this, well, we had to delay it, and everyone's like, blah, blah, and then like, oh, well, the confidence in the product goes down. The confidence in landing on time goes down. Josh, with 9 months of Member Plus on YouTube, says, good morning, all. We've waited over 10 years for GTA 6. What's another year? I'm more excited for the releases that will come in 2025. I completely agree with you. That takes the total count 14-7 in the daily contest between Twitch and YouTube. It's been a bit of a slower day on members and subs from both platforms. Nobody's gunning for it. The first to 25 gets 10. It's a brand new incentive. I threw that out last couple of days. And man, I've poured water on the fire. Maybe I shouldn't have done the contest between. I'm not sure. You guys are, everybody seems like they don't want to. Like it's like a standoff. Citizen JV says, while the desire for polish and avoiding a disastrous launch like Cyberpunk is understandable, delaying GTA 6 to 2026 feels in many ways pointless. The long wait risks significant shifts in the gaming landscape, hinders the potential for capitalizing on current technological momentum, and ultimately diminishes the impact of the title upon arrival. This is one title where I don't think you can diminish the launch momentum. Launch or momentum. I get what you're saying on technology, but this is one title where I don't think you can like diminish its momentum. Like it's going to be insane no matter what. A bunch of more comments rolling in. Jason F with the flexed arms. Thank you so much. Fuzzy left a comment on the video. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I'll put it in the chat again for you. If you haven't seen my video yet, there's a link in chat, both Twitch and YouTube. You guys can support me by watching a quick 4-minute video and leaving a comment. I'm interacting with the comments right now. I'm arguing that the GTA 6 release date is pointless. Fuzzy says, honestly, a month out is all you need. It's freaking Rockstar. They sneeze too loud and the world's head turns. Just stop flapping your gums and get your head down. It is funny because they said they like 6-month marketing windows, and yet they shot that to sunshine with GTA 6 trailer 2. Think about it. You shot that to sunshine. You like a 6-month marketing window. What? Okay. Okay. Well, that's not happening now. You just released a trailer for a game that's not coming out for an entire dadgum year. Sony president and CEO Hiroki Totoki says that the PlayStation Portal has been a strong and profitable peripheral and that they will continue to focus on it. Detective Seed says, I thought no one would buy the Portal. Yeah. Hidden Sirius says, 100% agree. If they lied to us once, they'll lie to us again. We have no idea what shape the game is in because we have no gameplay. This gives me Fable vibes. Big time agree. Big time agree on like, it's gameplay. AOZ says, credibility is important. How many times can a CEO break trust? We will find out during the Take-Two earnings call. I'm going to be interested to see if this comes up during the earnings call. Are they going to be like, hey, man, what was all that confidence about? What was all that bluster about? Hex comes in and says, honestly, I'm sick and tired of promised release dates and then the game gets delayed. I get hiccups happen, but the games But for games to announce, oh my gosh, that's a big one. A 10 bomb rolls in from Chan Zach and gives the lead to Twitch over YouTube. It's a race to 25, and it is now 17-14. Thank you so much, Chan Zach. We're now 25% of the way to our sub goal on Twitch. Thank you very, very much, my friend. If you guys just got a sub on Twitch, be sure to say thank you. Be sure to say thank you. That lets you watch without ever seeing an ad on Twitch, and it gets you into extra content. I completely agree. I completely agree with you, Hex. You know, announcing that far ahead and then just delay, yeah. Rockstar has a bottomless pit of cash from GTA Online. They can delay up to 2 or 3 years, and they still wouldn't lose money. They will if share value drops too low because they keep failing to hit deadlines. Yeah, that's too simplistic of a view, Metal. That came from Metalhead. That's too simplistic of a view. Yo, Lolling Buddha is going to get us a little bit closer. 41 months of subs on Twitch and bumps the line. It's now 18-14. Twitch, you're just 6 members away. And Ghost in the Garage Gaming with the 20 bomb on YouTube says, nope, the prize is ours. And just like that, the contest to 25 is over. We should do a race to every milestone. So it's a race to 50, it's a race to 25. Let's just keep that race going. Twitch, you're still in the fight. You are still in the fight. You can still bounce back and get the next one. YouTube got to 25 first, so they win the prize. All right, they get the 5 instead of you. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to be competing for the 5 every 25. Let's try that and see if that's a little bit better. I don't want to overextend myself gifting an insane amount to both channels. I think I want to be careful because I'm doing multi-streaming. I've not done that before, and that could be a bad idea to be like 5 for you and 5 for you and 5 for you and 5 for you. So thank you, Ghost in the Garage Gaming. I hope you and the wife are doing well. You know, good to see the cast is off. I saw the dancing video. Good to see her in good spirits. Appreciate you, man. Another comment on my video. If you guys haven't watched it yet, there's a 4-minute video on the channel right now. 4-minute video on the channel about why GTA 6's release date is pointless. Rare Killer comes in with 33 months. I came from YouTube to double dip. Thank you so much for the double dip. And Ghost says, I couldn't let Twitch get the dub. Well, they can claim another dub if they want. We're now racing to 50. Right? We're now racing to 50. Maybe, I don't know if that would be confusing if I put that in the box. Like, I think that'd be confusing if we did it this way, right? Is that too much text in the box? I think that's too much text in the box. Yeah, that's confusing as frick. Can I Control Z? There we go. Yeah. There we go. Giving Twitch all these extra chances. It's not an extra chance. It's the ability to hit the next one, right? Everybody gets it. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a shot. And Gambit Zero is going to gift one. Thank you so much, Gambit Zero, for gifting a member. And that bumps the line for YouTube to 36. Thank you very much. And Gambit Zero is going to gift a 10 bomb on top. And he says, good luck, Twitch. Good luck. And he gets us to 315 on the week. But he's going to put YouTube at 46. Well, Twitch, you're once again getting left in the dust, Twitch. You know, we need to poke that ego a little bit over there and get these guys to respond. And let's read some more of the comments on the GTA 6 video. Same thing happened with Red Dead 2. They delayed it to the spring and then delayed it again to the fall. And folks keep saying they trust the new GTA 6 release date. Right? Like, I don't get why people are trusting it. You know? Halo, do you like this? If you don't know them, react to Hyper. I swear you won't regret it. I don't know what that is. I don't really do like on-the-fly React content. Great vid, Lono, but I'm pretty sure they knew that they were pushing and taking stuff out. They should have never said the date, and if they knew they were rushing the game, don't tempt me with the date. Just show the gameplay. I agree 100%. I also don't like how they're showing gameplay. If you're going to show gameplay, show gameplay. You know, don't do these shenanigans where, like, it is gameplay, but it isn't. Like, is it gameplay or not? You know? Is it gameplay or not? Like, don't do these, like, transition scenes or, like, simulated or, like, oh, it's the cinematic camera. Like, no. Just let me see gameplay, dude. Cut the shenanigans. You know? And again, your game's a year away and you just delayed it. So my confidence in the gameplay is also kind of low. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're showing me. It could be anything. It could be some vertical slice with really polished transitions that don't represent what I'm even going to experience when I'm actually moving my character around. Oh, is that on your birthday, Tim? It's my anniversary. Zinthos, kind of scummy to reassure that the game will release later this year and then it gets delayed, but alas, I'm not a shareholder. It's also good to know they're not cutting content to release. Agree on cutting content, right? I like that they're like, listen, we're cutting content, man. Cardoc Ren says, I would give more, but I do not have Mash's deep pockets. Well, that's why I make it a race. It's not about doing more. It's about getting there first. Like, you can get to the 25 first. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I do it as a race. Like, you don't have to do more. Does that make sense? That would be impossible. Like, there's just too many heavy hitters on YouTube. Let me give you guys the 5 that I owe you on YouTube since they got to the 25 first. It's now a race to 50, and YouTube's very close. They're going to be even closer now because Biggie Smalls just renewed the membership to 47. Thank you so much, Biggie Smalls. And that takes the total on the week to 316. And there's the 5 that I owe. Enjoy those. Let's read some more comments. If you guys have not watched my YouTube video that just went live, it's only 4 minutes. It's about GTA 6 release date is pointless. Click the link in chat. Both you guys on Twitch and YouTube can give the video a quick watch. Leave a comment. I am reading through your comments. Gavin says, how often does a publisher stick to a date announced over a year in advance for a game this size? I'm guessing not many. Very good observation. I think that's a very good observation. You know, this far out, and I think the really key point in your observation, Gavin, is you're saying a game of this size. Listen, a game of this size that just got delayed and you won't show us raw gameplay and I'm supposed to believe we're on pace. It's coming out. No. I do not. I am not confident in their release date now at all. I've shifted from like, oh, it's definitely not getting delayed to they shouldn't even have given us a date. Brian Hewlett says, I think it gets delayed again because of the dialogue that it really needs a delay, as much of a delay. I think they might have some things that need to figure out. Screenshots, trailers were too good to be true. If they drop the work, it could be landing in 2026, maybe 2027. Getting delayed out of 2026 would be crazy. Getting delayed out of 2026 would quite literally be insane. I don't know. It's pointless for the consumer, says, I love your movies, but it's not for the consumer. It's for the shareholders, quarterly earnings calls in the C-suite. This is more of a AAA problem because it's a corporation first. Yep. The GTA 6 trailer 2 and the GTA 6 release date were not for us. Completely agree. I completely agree with you. I tried to tell people that. I'm like, this GTA 6 trailer 2 was not for us. It wasn't. It was for the shareholders. They've got an earnings call, I think, like tomorrow. It had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with us. They were making sure that the shareholders were like, okay, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. The game's on the way. The game's going to make it. The new date is just a placeholder to stop people asking. I also think they didn't want to say, we've had to delay the game to 2026? Because then the shareholders would have been like, okay, but if it's in the first quarter, then you're making good on the fiscal promise. Like quarter one of 2026, they would still be getting the game out within the fiscal promise, but that's not happening if it's in May. The CEO is going to have to answer some tough questions. That's what I've been thinking. Chase Haddon left a comment on the video. He says, I'm all for a delay, but to make sure the game is close to perfection as it can be. But any further delay will certainly hurt shareholder confidence and it'll push 40-year-old reaction time even slower. That's funny, LOL. Wilbur says, I was shocked when I read the tweet about why the delay was necessary, and I was thinking, did they cut content, but later looked at the game and they said to themselves, we need to stop and delay it. Publishers should stop giving game release dates until the game is ready. Yeah, exactly. Totally agree with you, Wilbur. Totally agree with you. And if you guys dogpiled on that video, thank you so much. We are trying something a little bit new. The experiment's running well. Putting out an upload while I'm live is it's not the best idea, but we think it can work well. There's a lot of people subscribed to this channel that might be more apt to watch a quick 4-minute video than come in here and listen to me yap for 2 or 3 hours. And so that's just another great way of giving people who subscribe to the channel new and relevant content. So I did not see the ABR short about it, no. A member light renewal from Glenn for 4 months. Have you heard of the Precinct that came out yesterday? It is getting decent scores on OpenCritic, like a 70. Some people are really, really getting hooked by it. Let's see how it's doing with the users. 4.75 with the users on PlayStation. That's pretty good. Not a lot of scores. It doesn't have 1,000 scores yet, but it has a 4.75. That's a pretty good score. And then on Steam, it has an 86. So it seems like it's a quality product and that people are enjoying it. But yeah, it being 30 FPS on console just makes me say no. Like I'm kind of getting a little over that. Like it happened with Revenge of the Savage Planet. I look at Revenge of the Savage Planet. I don't see a game that should be running at 30. I look at the Precinct and I think the same thing. The companies that keep prioritizing 4K, I wonder if they just made really, really what feels like, again, to me, it feels like a bad decision. You know, you want to create more chat interaction live. What do you mean? That's what we do. We're constantly interacting back and forth. I think it's great that you are focusing more heavily on YouTube videos lately, says Buckeyes. I think if you continue to do that, you'll start to stride to videos reaching 15 to 20K views, which will do wonders for the overall viewer base on YouTube and will eventually trickle into Twitch. Super happy. Well, thank you. You know, I know you guys, like, people don't like to leave a stream once they're in it. So the fact that you were like the first one to go watch the video and leave a comment, Buckeye, I mean it a lot. You know, it means a lot when you guys take time to go watch these videos while I'm already live. And again, it's a unique strategy. Like, it's the audience primarily that subs and contributes to what I do on YouTube. You guys like the live content, so I know, watching an upload might be a little bit out of your normal behavior on the platform. The Precinct is not running at 30 on the Pro. Do you have concrete info to prove that? I thought they said it was a 4K 30 game on console. Where are you getting this info? Are you just basing it off of your own experience? Is it in it? Can you play? I don't know. Can you play that with other people? It's not a co-op game, is it? It's you play by yourself. That was my understanding. Yeah, it's a single player game. Especially on mobile, got to leave the stream. Yeah. Getting your comments read in the live stream is a good incentive to go and watch it. You're playing it and you Googled it. Who reported that it's that way? I meant by having viewers watch a video and create a common conversation for everyone instead of having various conversations going on at the same time. We try to do a bit of both, Diogo. We do. We try to do a bit of both. So I'm going to put the link in chat again, just periodically. If you've already watched, just ignore the link. If you've not watched my 4-minute video on why the GTA 6 release date is pointless, go watch it, leave a comment. You could get featured in the video. We are all caught up on all the comments. I've read and replied to every single comment. It's currently sitting at 37 comments. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Try to get that video to 100 likes if you haven't already. I mean, it's not 30. You're saying it's 60. Trying to understand from your perspective. No offense. We're just trying to do, like, we've been doing a live interactive talk show like this I've been doing it for 10 years mostly. I was a Destiny creator for 5 years. I've been Variety for 5 years. And the upload animal on YouTube it's a question mark that we're always trying to have an answer for. YouTube is primarily an upload platform, not a live streaming platform. So we're trying to feed that beast, you know. Brimstone uses their Prime sub on Twitch and gets us to 317. Thank you so much. And then the contest is it's within it's within reach. I was thinking the number 30, so I typed the number 30. It's within reach, Twitch. It's a race to 50. You know? If you guys went on a 5 train right now, you can do it. You can beat YouTube. YouTube only needs 3 more to hit 50. Whoever does it gets the 5. Every 25 I give 5, but it's a race, so whoever gets there first gets it. Did you feel or see frame drops on Doom? I really didn't. There was only one time that I could have been feeling frame drops, but I wasn't sure. It could have been slow-mo. It was hard to tell. I was in like a corridor, and like I like blasted this guy at close range, and you know, sparks and stuff flew everywhere. Snake Eyes left a comment on the video, and he says, "Great video, and for myself, there's so many games right now. I have enough to do in the meantime. 2025 is full enough without GTA 6. That's definitely true. And Gambit Zero is going to poke the line and just kind of tempt Twitch. He's just kind of goading a little bit, and he gets to 48. 48, 2 away. Thank you so much, Gambit Zero. There are 54,000 people on this channel. Maybe 5,000 of those 54,000 are all about the live streams. We can use uploads to grow that base that may enjoy live by showing them uploads while live. Yeah, I don't think it's odd. I think it is a little bit of an odd practice to do it while we're currently live streaming, but it's gone reasonably well the last couple times we've done it, and we feel like if we create that habit and that pattern, it'll create an expectation within the sub base to just know, hey, he does short little, 4-minute uploads during his streams. If I do a longer video, we'll premiere it and send you guys to it later, but we didn't have one for today. And another gifted comes in from Alex Mercer. Oh man, it's going to go to YouTube again. They're 1 away. Thank you so much for doing that. And there it is. Zinthos lands the plane, 320. And then another one comes in from Alex, and that's it. That's 51. That is 51. Sorry, Twitch. You did well. You guys are 20, Twitch. You'll get there. You guys need to recruit. You need to recruit some mashes and some heavy hitters. Wave the white flag, says Biggie. Oh, I love all the trash talk. It's good. Do you believe when GTA 6 is done, they are doing a year of optimization to hit 60? Oh, do I think that's what's going on, Emissary? They're going back to HBO Max. Yeah, they're probably going back to HBO Max because of the brand awareness and the familiarity with the letters HBO. Switching just to Max was stupid. Max is not a brand name. It's just a word. Max. That would be like naming your instead of being like Amazon Prime, just being like Prime, or having like, what if you had like Netflix? That would be like Disney Plus changing their name to Plus. Be sure to subscribe to Plus. What the frick is that? Netflix Premium. Be sure to subscribe to Premium. That was one of the dumbest branding decisions I think I've ever seen a company do. It made no sense. Just curious from my own understanding, do you notice a viewership difference from when you upload a video and make it public versus when you do a premiere? Premieres get a significant better starting numbers. Significantly more. Because I'm able to throw the entire live audience at it. Yeah. I'm able to throw everybody that's in the live stream at a premiere. We like to do little 4-minute videos, though, because they're quick, they're informative, they can kind of spin up and do really, really well on the platform. I'm not going to premiere a 4. Yeah. Andor was so good last night on Plus. It was, but we're not talking about it. That's what I would assume, but just wasn't sure. Yeah. Is the state of gaming based on current players, kids at 25 or old-gen gamers 35 and up, sales and hype? I mean, the state of gaming is based on the economy of gaming, which is largely made up of people like mid-20s and up. It's not really made up of kids. They're not the spenders. Yo, Novahands left a comment on the video and says, I'm of the mindset to take as much time that you need to make a great game. However, please stop teasing your games years in advance and pile delays on top of that. You're building disappointment, not anticipation. Well stated about not building anticipation. Yes, that is well stated. That is exactly what I was trying to drive at earlier. You're just creating these negative connotations and these negative brain waves and pathways in somebody's brain when they think about your game. What's good, Ocean Blue? Stormkiller with 24 months of members. I'd stop by and drop this here. Now I just need to get on Purple, a sub there too. Stormkiller, I can't add you to the total for YouTube when you're on Member Lite, though. I need you on Member Plus because I can't tell if that's a gifted or not. There's no way for me to tell the difference. So, yeah. Consider bumping up. It counts as a double when you do that, by the way, and it really helps me. You guys on YouTube, there are thousands of you every month that have been so blessed to just ride that gifted train, and you don't have to pay for your membership. We really need folks to jump up, grab their own membership for the 6. If you can't afford it, that's why I want folks to get out of there if they can. There's a lot of people that can't afford it right now, so... Bet, give me a hot minute, switch to regular membership. I appreciate that. Anyways, hang on. More people have commented on the GTA 6 video. I'm tired of all the delays. Announce the game in 6 months ahead. Agreed. I wonder if we should do like a command where if somebody comes in and they want to see the latest video, we would like make a command. I don't know if people... Would you guys interact with that? Would that be easy? Like, just get in the habit of coming in and being like, hey, what's the latest video? What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's see if we can get a consistency here of me doing these 4s during the stream. And if we like it, maybe we can come up with a command. So then y'all can come in and just have an easy video make sense. Yeah, I'll just put the link again. I don't mind doing it on my own. It's not difficult. Hang on. This is JC. JC says, I couldn't agree more. I'm really hoping it comes out next May, but I'm not counting on it anymore. Dude lied to everyone. Even shareholders can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. 100%. 100%. A $2 tip on Twitch from Mr. Oxlong says, it's a new month. Check your primes. So Mr. Oxlong is reminding you guys all to check your Twitch primes. Do it. If you guys pay for Amazon Prime, man, that is a really great way to support me. It doesn't cost you anything. You're already paying for Prime, you know, and you can come by here on Twitch and drop your Prime. It adds to the total and it supports me directly. So thank you for that tip. And thank you for that reminder to everybody. Comment here from Mr. Witchy says, personally, I don't care what Strauss Zelnick told the shareholders. It's none of my business. I don't understand the obsession with boardroom politics. We're gamers after all. If he gets himself in trouble because he's throwing out random release dates for the biggest title of the year, that's the problem. I just want a working game. But he did interviews with gaming outlets and spoke to the release date directly. They told the public fall of 2025, not just shareholders. Yeah, I feel like you're setting up a bit of a false dichotomy. Like, It's not like they either tell the shareholders or us. They don't tell both. They told both. You know what I mean? It's in my business. I have their shares in my portfolio. Yeah, I do too now. I bought on the dip, but they didn't just tell the shareholders. Like, that's oversimplification. You know? And Ganks gifts a sub to Stormkiller over here on Twitch. Thank you so much. And gets us to 322. Listen, Twitch, the next milestone is 75. It's now a race to 75. We'll see if you guys can manage it. We've had enough time. We've had enough games to play across all genres. The delay is not bad. Within the context of the year, I don't think the delay is hurting 2025 in any respect. I don't think it's hurting. I think the concern and the frustration is, and that's what I argue in my latest video, the release date's pointless now. It's like, well, okay, there's no reason to put any confidence in it at all. It's like, I don't know. It's going to come out when it's going to come out. They told the entire market in a public announcement. Yeah, it wasn't like a boardroom phone call that we listened to and then tweeted about. This is publicly known, publicly discussed, publicly announced. They did the same thing with GTA 5. They delayed it, then dropped the release date, which was September, and then it came out that day. Like, Rockstar never releases a date unless they're positive they're going to drop it on that date. Now you're just hoping that it gets pushed back. You haven't watched my content if you think I'm hoping it gets pushed back. You are not watching my content, Kush God, if you think I'm hoping it gets pushed back. I was doing waiting rooms. I was doing speculation. I was confident it was coming this year. I kept getting told that I shouldn't be confident that it's coming this year. Yeah. I am not hopeful that it gets pushed. I'm just not confident that they stick it. I'm not confident at all. There's no reason to be confident that they stick it. There isn't. There's no reason to think that they're going to stick the landing. People are like, well, they've done this before, and then they hit it. And it's like, okay. I guess my question would be, weren't we just saying that? Like, the only reason I would give somebody credence for saying that is if you've been saying it the whole time. If the whole time you've been saying they're not going to hit fall, they're going to delay one more time, and then that's the date we can count on. If you've been saying that the whole time, then credit where credit's due. You did a better job navigating the predictions here, and then I think you're more within your right to be confident in the release date if you made that prediction and if you said that. If just the other day you were saying, oh, no, when they say fall, that's coming in the fall. They don't miss release dates. Well, then I don't think your predictive powers are any better than mine, because I thought they were going to hit fall, and they didn't. Dauntless says, release dates this far out are pointless. To be honest, I can't remember the last time a game with this much hype this far out actually held up to expectations. Agreed. I've continued to tell people that that's going to be one of the hardest things about the game is, at best, they meet expectations. And after all this time, meeting expectations won't feel as celebratory. Got to hear from Wolverine, Call of Duty, Phantom Zero, and Metal Gear Delta. Yeah, do we have Metal Gear Delta release date? Do we have a release date for that yet? Yeah, August 28th. That's right. Yo, what's good? Felix, how are you? Yes, it's excellent. We're not talking about it, though. We don't want to risk spoilers. Only thing I've said is trust in Rockstar. They always come through their track. Oh, right. If you trust their track record in games, I think your confidence is well placed. I think they've earned your confidence. You know, GTA 4 and 5 and Red Dead 1 and 2. No, yes, I think they've earned your confidence. I think that's fine. Confidence in release dates, not so much. If you guys are watching on YouTube and you haven't taken a second to hit the like button, please do that. That's really, really helpful to the video. It'll find more folks. Thank you to the 20-something people that went and commented on my latest video. I am delaying ads once again on YouTube. Wait, what? Let me refresh. That's not supposed to be how that works. Okay, no, it's fine. It said monetization was off. I'm like, I'm not disabling monetization. I'm just delaying your ads. Yeah, ads are on. Monetize is on. Okay. As soon as Rockstar announced the delay to May, my mind assumed the release date would be fall of 2026. Yeah, May seemed like a really random... It seemed like a really random number. Or a random month, I mean. It was like, May? May. So like right before the Summer Game Fest season, E3 season, right before that you're going to release your game in May. That just seems odd. Seems odd. I don't know. From a strategic standpoint, he sounds like him. He just sounds like him. Oh, yeah, the new Superman trailer. I'm excited to watch it. I was a skeptic. I was a doubter. I didn't like them bumping Henry. But, yeah. The last couple of trailers have really won me over. Should have just said 2026. I think if they would have just said 2026, they would have likely gotten a bunch of questions about that during the earnings calls, and it would have come up anyway. They'd be like, well, you said 2026. Is it coming out in the first quarter? Because if it were to come out in the first quarter, then they'd be able to like hit their they'd be able to hit the fiscal period that they promised. Yeah, they had to give them a month. They couldn't say that because if it was just 2026, then that would have been a big point of question. Is like, well, are you actually going to hit are you actually going to hit that target that you originally promised us? Yeah, I know the new trailer dropped. I can't watch it. Obviously, I'm streaming. But yeah, I'll watch it later. Pass on that the submission error issue with Apple has been resolved, so those who like audio by way of Apple, life should be normal now. Okay, so you guys that listen to the audio version of my show on podcast platforms, you need to go and search for Gaming News Today. Okay? The Reforge Gaming podcast is now underneath that name and heading. I'm still not able to find it on Apple Podcast. I'm still finding the old one that has 91 reviews and an update from 6 days ago. I still can't find Gaming News Today as a show on Apple. I go and I search for it and I can't. It's nowhere listed. Like I scrolled all the way down and I'm not seeing it. It'll take a few hours. Oh, okay. So it was an error that's been corrected. Okay, so that'll be corrected. So if you listen on Spotify, just go look for Gaming News Today. You'll find it. The Reforge Gaming podcast is going to disappear. It's an old podcast that I started in like 2018. It's got all this old Destiny content on it. So yeah, it is not going to get episodes any longer. It isn't. That was me that posted about their funeral? Huh? What are you talking about? The release date and the funeral and all that. Check Discord. He cooked. I can't watch it right now. I can't. I tell you what we are going to do, though. This show is pretty much over, and YouTube's been having issues, and we're now in like a total free fall. We're going to go to Green Room. I'm not sure what YouTube did today. Which, just ignore that. Can I delete my own comments? Is that possible? Just ignore those comments. Don't pin, don't copy, don't reply. I wish you could delete your own comments. Sorry, that wasn't meant for you guys. We're going to go to Green Room. You guys on Twitch don't have to do anything. I'm getting the frick out of here. I don't know what they're doing. And plus, it'll probably help the upload if we get out of here anyway. I'm not really sure what's going on. If you want to come to the Green Room, it continues a live show, but it's for members only. You got to be Member Plus or VIP to come to this. So consider upgrading and clicking join. Again, I'm not sure what Twitch is doing, but it's been a frustration when it's like this. I don't want to be in a public stream when we're just doing this. It's not enjoyable. I'd rather be in Green Room and not care about what in the world's happening. If you're watching this, you are getting access to the Green Room because you are Member Plus or VIP, which it's a really great reason to be Member Plus or VIP, because some days I come to this earlier than usual, which is what I'm doing today. YouTube's been kind of having some issues today, and I'm getting out of the live stream. I'm getting out of there. I'm going to stay streaming on Twitch. You guys don't need to do anything, but you guys on YouTube, if you want to come with me, you're going to need to upgrade to Member Plus or VIP, and then I'm going to change that thumbnail